Right, I'm at the Durant's gym, sitting here in the house with Jackson Chauke, about to get your first fight going again since your loss to Kafu. You're on the same bull, you're sharing the same bull with him, but you guys are both fighting internationally and you back down to flyweight again. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. Thanks for having me again. Another opportunity, to showcase my skills. I need to get back to my winning ways. This fight is very important to me. Like, I'm fighting for IBF Intercontinental title. I need to win it. I'm working very hard. I'm fighting Jason from Philippines. I saw some of his fights. Very good boxer. I think he's a former Asian Pacific, if I'm not mistaken, champion, WBC Pacific, somewhere there. So I think he's going to put up a good fight, but come the 27th, I'm going to come out victorious.
Of course, another belt, as you mentioned, the IBF Intercontinental title will be on the line. For yourself personally, are you looking to get back in the world ratings as well and emerge as a challenger?
I'm looking to get back to the world rankings, to get good ratings, maybe possibly get elimination fight for IBF, possibly, and get a win, and get a title shot,
Obviously, the current IBF champion, Sonny Edwards, I'm sure he's going to fight a unification fight soon as well. So moving up those IBF rankings could mean a lot in terms of getting a fight, could mean a lot more is on the line. Who do you think would win a war of words between yourself and Sonny? You guys can both speak a lot.
I don't know. I don't follow him a lot. I've never seen his interviews, It's only one time that I saw now when he was dissing his brother or something, but I don't follow him too much. I think even in Instagram I don't follow him, but I do watch his fights. I don't know what's gonna happen if me and him meet. If you wanna trash talk, he's welcome. Anytime. Mind games, it's my games.
And of course, you're going to come up against Filipino opponents. Are usually quite humble, quiet, and they just go on about their business, but they're dangerous when they get in the ring. Have you prepared enough now? Have you got enough time in to prepare for that?
I've been preparing for this fight not knowing the date, but I knew I was going to fight, but I didn't know exactly if it was going to be April or May. So I started very early for this actual preparations, I've been ready, I've been, in the gym every day, doing bag work, doing conditioning, doing sparring, It's only that 4 weeks back, I think it's 4 weeks back that I started pushing a bit harder, So, but I'm ready.
I think a lot of people are going to want to see what you got now, your bounce back, your comeback. How are you feeling? Do you feel any different from your last performance?
No, I don't feel any difference. I always put on a show, I believe in myself, I still have a lot to give in this sport, I train very hard, I'm dedicated, especially towards this fight, It means a lot to me, I'm ready, come the 27th, I'll show I still have it in me, I still have a few more big fights in me, Even the last fight that I had, I've lost the fight, but it was a good fight, So I showed a lot of skills, A lot of these youngsters, the things that I do in the ring, they won't do, So I'm quite confident with my abilities, I'm confident with my skills, I'm not worried, I know I work hard in the gym. So the reason I work hard in the gym is for me to fight easy, So now I've worked very hard, I think the fun part for me is coming on the 27th of May, which is fighting,
Talking about the 27th of May, you're heading to Sun City, so it's a nice venue as well, historic venue for boxing in South Africa. I'm not mistaken, I'm not sure if you've ever boxed there before, have you?
No, I've never boxed there. I've never been to Sun City. It will be actually the first time I go to Sun City. I'm excited. I've watched old videos of guys like Baby Jake, Dinganto Bella fighting in Sun City. It's an honor for me to fight there. I'm just going to put on a hell of a good performance. I don't want to just go there and say no. One day I fought in Sun City. I want to say I put on a performance like this and this. When I tell the upcoming boxers it was in Sun City, I want something like that,
Yeah, so you're not just going there for holiday, you're going there for official boxing business, and you're going there to put on a show, as you said as well. So it's not just about, just scratching past your opponent. I know you want to probably either knock your opponents out or you want to beat them comprehensively on points, something along those lines.
When I go to the ring, when I prepare for fights, I always want to win. But I don't just want to win, I want to dominate, I don't want to go out the ring and it will be like, the fight was close. It could either go to the other guy, I want when I go out the ring, every round that I go to, when I go sit in the corner, I'm comfortable that I've won the round, So that's why I say I want to dominate, I want to dominate my opponent. I want to be in control, That's all when I say I want a good performance, I mean dominant.
Of course, doing it in a nice venue like that as well. And speaking about dominating, your stablemate in Nkosi put on a good performance the other night. Probably a standout performance of his career, just judging by the occasion and obviously needing to look good after the last fight against Ngoye. I know you're particularly close with him as well, so did you have a word on his performance?
Yeah, it was a good performance, good step up for him. It was actually time, a perfect time, everything happens for a reason. When you lose a fight, I was telling him the other day, when you lose a fight, it's not that you have lost something, It's probably a blessing in disguise sometimes. You take away something, and then you take away something that is going to build you to your future, So that's what we were talking about after the fight with Ngoye. But I strongly believe he didn't lose that fight. The fight was very close, but I definitely think he won that fight. But God will teach you some things in other ways. He works in mysterious ways, you'll never understand. But him is growing, I believe, as boxers, as people, as fans, we see boxing in a different way, But for me, my favorite boxer, I would buy a ticket to go and watch. It's probably him, I'm not saying this because he's my stablemate, but I know the boy is hot. He's on fire, It's his time now. It's time to shine, He needs to focus, He needs to win fights, Put on good performance like he did with Gift. Gift is not a pushover, my guy, Gift is strong, Every fight he gets, he puts on the show, And that fight was, it was not a one-sided fight, But the better man won the fight, So with Nkosi, I see the future.
And just getting back to your future, just going on that part as well, does the future hold flyweight for you? Are you going to be a flyweight for the rest of your career now?
The other day I was talking to AB and I told him now I want to campaign in both weights. Even as a bantamweight I can campaign. But I don't think Damien will allow that, But you have spoken about it and then he was like, but if I get a chance like overseas, and there's nothing happening here. I think from bantam, junior bantam, and flyweight, I'm not gonna go down anymore. I think when you drop too much weight, you struggle. You won't perform the way you need to perform. I see a lot of boxers overseas. They don't go down. It's only here in Africa that you see a boxer that is big, but is fighting a smaller weight. So I think you fight more comfortable when you don't drop too much. It's not also about the weight, I don't think I'll retire boxing as a flyweight.
Okay. So that's an interesting one as well, because that opens up a whole bunch of different fights, obviously in a different weight division. Is there anyone you got your particular eye on that you're watching that maybe that's a fight that you can aspire towards?
Where? Here in the country?
Maybe overseas again.
Here in the country, I see there's a lot of people. I see there's who's that for the way he was fighting now on Sequence. I see there's Nike. I see there's also Kafu. Maybe they can be Kafu, Chauke 3. There's a lot of fights that can happen. But my main aim now it's Jason Vason from Philippines now, because I'm back in the flyweight. I don't know what the future holds. But definitely, I'm not going to retire as a flyweight. I would love to campaign with both divisions. Even if I can win a world title as a flyweight, I'll still campaign as a junior bantam. I'm here to make money, and I'm here to make fights. I want exciting fights. That drives me in life, not only in boxing. If I have to fight guys like Sequence, I have to fight guys like Nike, I have to fight guys like Kafu next time. It's a good challenge for me. It keeps me alive. I'll fight anyone.
And just mentioning those guys, I know they are local opposition, but they do hold good belts. I mean, even Sequence, he holds a WBO global title, which you've held as well. So, I mean, looking at that, I mean, there are big fights to be had, even in that weight division here at home.
Yeah, there are big fights here at home, but those big fights also, they need money, brother. It has to make sense. And also, me, I don't like it when I just fight. There has to be a storyline. If you follow my fights, there's always a storyline. When you're fighting, life is almost like a movie. We're acting. So if there's a storyline, that's when it drives me. It drives me to wake up in the morning. So it has to have a storyline.
I mean, I remember on ESPN, and we're talking about last year when you had the opponent. He was very long and skinny, but he could barely speak English. But you made a big story with him, and then he got angry, and I think he should even try to kick you under the table or something like that. That's what drives you?
No, it's not what it drives me. You understand? We're in an entertainment business. We have to entertain people. If we get in there, we just moor each other, but people don't know about us. Like now you give me a platform. I must talk. This thing of boxers going into press conference, they ask you, what are your plans for this fight? What are you going to do 27th of May? And then you're going to hold the mic and say, no, me, I do my talkings in the ring. That's bullshit. There's no boxer who doesn't think shit about his opponent. Say it out loud. Some of us are not scared. There's boxers that are silent and confident. They are confident is very silent. But there was a time where boxing was not even broadcast. People were crying, we say, no, hey, we need fights. But sometimes fights need to be exciting, Let's push each other, If it has to go to punching each other in the press conference, let it be, Let's make it exciting. Me, that thing, it drives me, I love it, Trash talk, I love it, So it is what it is, my man.
I love it too, and I think you're right about the media, especially when there's no broadcast. You need to bring attention so that the broadcast can come back, and it slowly is coming back. But you're right, we need more and more characters, and wish you were about 10 years younger, because at least we could have had you for a lot longer.
No, you're still going to see me in boxing. It doesn't mean that I'm going to retire. I won't be in boxing. Maybe I'll be training and helping here in the gym, or maybe having my own gym, having my own professionals. Nick was charismatic, he was also bringing boxing. A lot of people knew Nick than boxers, because of his character, He was a character. If his boxer couldn't trash talk, he did the trash talking. So you need trainers like that, Luckily, I don't need Damien to do that for me. I can do it myself. I need Damien to do the paperwork and all that admin stuff, Yeah.
All right. And what sort of a message do you have for your opponent, if he understands what you're saying? What would you like to say to him?
First thing, he must come prepared, I know this is a big fight for him. He's coming back from a loss also. I see he fought in Japan, but this is not Japan, This is South Africa. This is Africa, my man. So anytime the lights can go off, load shedding, you better come prepared.
I like the way that you said that one. And lastly, Jackson, from yourself, would you like to leave a message, any thank yous, any shout-outs?
No, I'd like to thank God first, you know, for making me the person I am. I'm so loving myself right now, you know. And thanking my sponsors, you know, Saviga, Gavis, and I've got the new one, Yegayam. And, you know, those people are supporting me, you know. I'm very grateful, you know. And I'd like to thank my trainers, you know, for putting in the work. I'd like to thank my sparring partners, you know. I'd like to thank Ntantele Lonkosi before he went to his fight. He was helping me also. I'd like to thank Marcus Lebojo, you know. I'd like to thank everyone who's been by my side throughout my career. You know, I'd like to thank SA Boxing Talk, you know, for giving us the platform, you know. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.